Hey everyone, it is Berlin. Welcome back to my channel. Hi, happy Sunday. How are you doing? Whew. This video today might be a little bit of a roller coaster ride, so I'm sorry if I seem a little bit nervous or anything like that, but I've just put my primer down, so I'm just going to be putting on my makeup and also chatting a little bit with you guys, because honestly there's some fuckery going on that I want to talk about and just some things that I need to get off my chest. Honestly, with this whole situation that I've seen going on, I'm like, damn, you know, it is kind of silly, but it needs to be talked about. Honestly, I don't know if any of you guys are aware of a channel called Pastel Belle. I've talked about Pastel Belle a little bit on this channel before, saying that she gives a voice to survivors of assault and all of this kind of stuff. You know, very difficult topics. So, Pastel Belle uploaded a video yesterday that was speaking to a Jeffree Star accuser by the name of Avery Bennett. Now, I have some previous experience with Avery Bennett. I've actually spoken to her in DMs and stuff before. And what Chris is accusing Jeffree Star of is sending her a dick pic when she was 15 years old. So right off the bat, I'm going to mention here that the dick pic, there is no proof that it came from Jeffree Star. None whatsoever. So Avery Bennett has gone over on Pastel Belle's channel, given a full interview about this dick pic she claims is from Jeffree Star. She claims, right? But there's no actual proof. The dick pic was an anonymous dick pic. Chris claims that she can identify that it was Jeffree Star's hand holding the dick in the picture. But I've also got a little bit of evidence that proves that that might not actually be true, because I've spoken with Avery Bennett in the past, and also Chris Stone, who used to run a blog, still does, I believe, run a blog called Sticky Drama. Now, if you don't know, Sticky Drama was a blog that was around in the MySpace days. So, Avery Bennett alleges that she's received this picture when she was 15 years old, and it had a really traumatic kind of unfolding, because then that led her to being suicidal after being bullied by Jeffree Star fans. This all happened back in 2009, and back then when it happened, Avery Bennett at the time was a teenager, of course, but she sent the picture to Chris Stone of Sticky Drama. But what's interesting about that is, at the time, Chris couldn't 100% certain say that this picture was from Jeffree Star, because, as I've said, it was anonymous. So ever since 2009, Avery Bennett has been trying to push this narrative that Jeffree Star sent her this dick pic, but there's no evidence to back it up. None. So isn't it funny how the Insider, the Cat 10 Barge article written by Insider that alleges that Jeffree Star assaulted somebody by the name of Gage Arthur, also cites Avery Bennett as a kind of reference as one of the people who came forward about Jeffree Star, yet doesn't actually have any proof against Jeffree Star? Doesn't that ring alarm bells for you guys? Somebody coming forward with an anonymous dick pic that they received in 2009 claims that they're a victim of Jeffree Star grooming them. So far, Avery Bennett hasn't really got much attention from any other kind of drama channels, apart from Keemstar, who Keemstar kind of shouted Chris out on Twitter a few weeks ago and said, look, Chris, you know, basically you're not a victim of anything, because you just got a picture, you know, it's a picture, you just delete it. And while I can understand Keemstar's point, maybe he didn't word it correctly what he meant, but The thing that is painfully obvious to me in this situation is the fact that Chris has zero evidence to prove that this picture that she received came from Jeffree Star, was Jeffree Star's dick or Jeffree Star's hand, because apparently when I looked it up, there were claims that the tattoos on the hand holding the dick didn't actually match Jeffree Star's hand and all this kind of stuff. So really, it's all a bit of a he said, she said thing. You know, it is all just allegations. There's no fact, there's no proof to back up any of Chris's claims. So first of all, I'm going to show you this receipt here. This is a private DM that I've had with Chris Avery Bennett. This was about Chris Stone from Sticky Drama receiving the alleged dick pic from Chris Avery Bennett. He told Chris Avery Bennett that he remembered her submitting the dick pic back in 2009. Then Chris Avery Bennett said, "Oh, I'm not sure if I did or not." So Chris Avery Bennett can't even remember if she submitted the dick pic to Sticky Drama or not. Now I'm also going to mention Chris Avery Bennett's past, because that was something else that she talked about in the interview with Pastel Bell. I watched the whole video. It was a mess, honestly. Chris Avery Bennett claims to be some kind of socialite, some kind of big shot. Oh, you know, she's been front row at every New York Fashion Week and all of this stuff. When you go and look at Chris Avery Bennett's Instagram, there's actually no evidence of that. Also, I have a screenshot here from Chris Stone of Sticky Drama, who actually found out what it was Chris Avery Bennett was doing back in the MySpace days and all of that. And let me tell you, it really wasn't socialite stuff. It was being a nanny for somebody's children. So Chris Stone of Sticky Drama shared this with me, his receipts of a conversation that he had with someone who used to live with Chris Avery Bennett back in the day. So he sent me the screen cap of a conversation. Here's Chris Stone saying, "This convo, it sounds like the independent public relations job Chris Avery Bennett claimed they worked is a big whooping lie too. Probably more like a caretaker or nanny, which is perfectly wonderful, dignified work. But don't make it sound like you represent Brad Pitt and Oprah Winfrey." So here's the screenshot of that conversation, the aforementioned conversation between Chris Stone and the person who used to live with Chris Avery Bennett. Stone was inquiring about how Bennett used to fund her lifestyle and got this response: "Chris was living with me as a nanny to help with my, at the time, significant other's kids. His son was a trauma patient from his paedophile uncle. Uncle is in jail and there is a newspaper clipping with Chris in it from back then. So she wasn't charged room or board, and I paid for needs like clothing and cigarettes." So Bennett's old roommate claims that there really wasn't any kind of socialite work going on back then. Bennett allegedly helped them with a cancer charity fundraiser one time and apparently did some advocacy work. But other than that, the person didn't know what Bennett does for a living other than that. The reason that I'm bringing this up in this video is because Bennett has been on Pastel Bell's channel now, given that full interview, basically lying about the past and lying about what they do, lying about their lifestyle, you know, kind of insinuating that they are this big shot person when really they're not. Also, there is a whole blog dedicated to Chris Avery Bennett, which is called The Scoop Talk. Now, there are rumours that The Scoop Talk is actually written by Chris Avery Bennett himself. I don't know if there's any truth in that statement, so I'm not going to push that as a true or false narrative. I'm just going to put it out there for you guys that there is that rumour. The reason that I'm bringing all of this up, the point is, Chris Avery Bennett is basically clout chasing this whole situation. This whole thing with the insider article coming out about Jeffree Star, alleging that people have been victims of abuse at the hands of Jeffree Star. You know, I'm not saying that Jeffree Star didn't do questionable things in the past, because he probably did. But what I am saying is that Chris Avery Bennett is clout chasing the whole situation. Chris Avery Bennett isn't a victim of Jeffree Star. Chris Avery Bennett received an anonymous dick pic and then was cyberbullied by Jeffree Star fans, yet is now trying to gain fame and clout from that situation that happened way back in 2009. Next thing that I'm going to share with you is a clip of Jeffree Star's most recent video with his friend Daniel. Now, this was uploaded yesterday. Of course, we're all aware by now that Jeffree Star and Daniel were involved in a horrific car accident where unfortunately the car that they were in went into some black ice and flipped over 3 times. But they uploaded this video yesterday on Jeffree Star's channel. So I'm going to include this clip because there was a moment where Jeffree Star made reference to people lying about him and then half the internet believing it.
And we've heard a lot. Like, we've
I've
heard a lot our whole lives.
I've heard it since the beginning of time. I really don't. I don't take it personal. I don't care.
It's just so aggressive, and it's just sad that someone told a bunch of lies about me. Half the world believed it, and a lot of my friends and family got attacked all on every single social media platform, and that's just the territory that comes with it. It's sad. Yeah. But it was awful to see Daniel in the hospital and people being so brutal and messaging him such hateful, horrible things. I'm not sure how those people sleep at night, honestly, but all you can do is laugh at it.
Yeah. I honestly, I mean, I do laugh at it because what are their words gonna do to me? Nothing. I really don't care.
It was just a lot for me personally, as someone who really loves him and I always want to protect my friends. It was really hard to see.
Okay, so in that clip there, Jeffree Star of course referenced people lying about him. That is in relation to the Insider article and the allegations in the Insider article. Also, he also spoke about Daniel in the hospital receiving messages. This was back, I think, last summer. I remember who it was. I remember there was a certain group of people. I know one of the creators' names is Tamimi, because Tamimi posted on Twitter about sending Daniel Lucas messages about the Jeffree Star allegations. So I don't have those tweets here to show you, but I do remember seeing at the time Daniel had responded to Tamimi saying, look, you know, basically, don't harass me. I'm in the hospital ill with cancer, and here you are trying to get information about R-word allegations out of me. You know, what the hell? You know, why do you think I want to be bothered with that kind of thing? So for me, the whole point here is the fact that Cat 10 Barge's Insider article used Chris Avery Bennett as a source for the article brings into question the validity of that article, really, because Chris Avery Bennett has lied about so much that I honestly wouldn't trust her as a source at all. And also things like Tamimi contacting Daniel Lucas in the hospital, that shit is just gross. You know, I don't know why anyone thinks it's okay to do that sort of thing, you know, to go to somebody's old friend and insist and press them for information about something that happened 10 or 15 years ago while they're in a hospital with stage 3 colon cancer. Where's your heart? You know, I know people might accuse me of victim blaming or sticking up for Jeffree too much or whatever in this video, but at this point that is a risk that I'm personally willing to take, because I can't stand to see people just outright lying, and I do believe that is what Chris Avery Bennett has been doing, and I don't think it's right to give Chris Avery Bennett a full interview over on Pastel Belle's channel and try and let her spin this narrative that is completely false. However, in other more slightly positive news, Trisha Paytas actually reacted to the news about Jeffree Star and Daniel's accident. So I'm going to play you the clip of what they had to say.
This is horrific. I just saw it on Twitter. It's horrific. I wouldn't wish this on like my worst enemy. I believe in God, and I have so many prayers for Jeffree's recovery. Like, I never want to see anyone hurt, injured, or anything. Like, you guys, life is like already tough enough and scary enough. I have this huge fear of death or my life being altered in such a severe way. Like, this is like a worst fear. A Rolls Royce is heavy, and it being rolled over is like no joke. It actually like made me physically like shaken. I had to like pull over because I was like, wow. I'm glad that he is alive and Danielle is alive, and like, life is really short and precious, and I hope people didn't think I was being insensitive by not talking about it. I'm really like shook up by it actually, and I wouldn't wish this on like literally my worst enemy, which Jeffree is not.
Notice there at the end, Trisha said Jeffree Star is not their enemy, which I find interesting because Trisha, of course, had all this drama and this beef with Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star this year, and also last year, I believe, as well. That was something that dragged on for ages and weeks, and I was like, oh, it was kind of like a mini Dramageddon in itself. With all that said, I'm going to say take care, stay safe, stay well. Thank you so much for watching. Love you guys, and I'll be seeing you on the next one, hopefully. Thank you for watching. Bye.